Well folks, welcome back to the workshop once again for another new tool video. And it's my favourite kind of new tool video because it's an affordable new tool video. Teamed up once again with Mellif Power Tools to bring you some of their new machines they've just released onto the market. So that's what the video is going to be about today. Collaboration video with Mellif to show you these here new machines. So some of them are brand new to the market and a few of them have been out already but are now available on other brands. Or, as you know, Mellif make power tools but make them compatible with other battery platforms, so it's a cheaper way to expand your toolkit without going for the main ones. So they make their own machines but they make them compatible with other brands, so like some Makita, Dewalt. They also do Bosch ones and Milwaukee ones as well, but we got Bosch and Makita ones, or Dewalt and Makita ones here this evening. So we're going to unbox these, give them a wee test out. We might have actually tear one of them apart as well and get a wee look inside some of them. But this here's also a collaboration video, like I was saying, but it is a paid collaboration. I don't actually get any money out of it, but I am going to be putting up a link at the bottom, which is an affiliate link, so anybody that buys it and include it there, I get commission out of it. So it is a paid collaboration this time. But anyway, this here is the new stuff they left on. So Nibbler, I think we've seen this here before on other videos. I had one on recently for a repair video that wasn't fixed, but it is a Dewalt compatible one. Now they have it out in Makita. This one I'm very interested to see because this is the new Dewalt compatible grinder, and you see the grinder I use in the workshop all the time, the little green Makita one. I think this is actually the same thing. NSK bearing construction, so we'll have to check that out. This is supposed to have got NSK bearings on it, just like the Makita one I use all the time, which is a fantastic wee cordless grinder. Very interested to see what that's like. Tire inflator, again, this was out already with the Makita one. Now you can get it for the Dewalt. A new pole saw, so basically a chainsaw on a long pole for doing trimming on big trees and that. And my favourite, which isn't an unboxing video because I've already been using the weight this thing. This here I can already recommend. Cordless portable soldering iron. This thing here I can tell you is absolutely fantastic. I've been recommended this here by quite a few people actually in the comment section. Boys have been using it for quite a few years now and they're saying they're absolutely brilliant. So I tried to buy one myself on my last order from Mellif because I actually get stuff myself from them. So a few months ago I bought a bunch of stuff myself. This was one of them, but they were out of stock and they didn't send it out. So eventually got refunded, but now they actually have a Dewalt compatible one. So this here's one they sent in for this video. Very glad they did because that there is fantastic. Anyway, let's get on with this thing. I'll leave this till later on. I'm going to get rid of the big one for now. I'm going to take a look at here. Take a look at the 20 volt Dewalt compatible pole saw. Now the actual tool here, the idea behind this is a new machine, but I think what's in it is one that's been out already. But I'll open it here and see first before I say anything. So I'm not 100% sure on which way this is. I think this is just the same as the Makita chainsaw but with an extendo arm on it. We'll take a look here and see first. So this is a pole saw for actually trimming trees, cutting everything back, but it's a long reach one, which is actually quite handy. So yeah, basically it's a small chainsaw and it must attach onto here under the pole so you can use it for a longer reach. But I think it is actually a different chainsaw. I'll have to pull out the wee Makita one that I've been using, because the Makita one, I have to say, it's quite a good wee job. I actually cut up a tree there the last day with it after the storm. That's not bad looking. So that's the wee chainsaw. It's just handy as well because you can actually use this both ways. And this is the extendo arm. So you've got a wee controller down here. And up here, you've just got a mount. So that's actually a good enough idea there. A big button for adjusting the angle. That's actually kind of decent. It's a lot heavier than I thought it was going to be. I am not going to be able to open this thing up on here. It's a wee lock tool to make sure it can't come off. This is actually a nice construction. Now look at this. Hold on. This is a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. This is huge. What is this thing? 46 inches long, and it's extendable as well. And quick release tabs too, look. Oh, spring loaded as well. I don't know if that's spring loaded or just there's a bit of air suction inside. What is that in total? So that's 76 inches, over 6 foot in length. 6 foot reach you're getting with that there. And a nice soft grip on it as well. And a comfortable handle. Rubber grip down here too. That's actually quite decent. And she can twist too. That's way more impressive than I thought that was going to be. So this whole thing, the actual pole and the machine, only costs €120, which ain't bad for a long reach pole saw. That's actually bigger, look. Way bigger. Look at that. This is the wee Makita one they sent in. I've been using this, I must have this for over a year now. I had a tree blew down in the garden in the last storm. I actually cut it up with this thing. Absolutely no bother to it whatsoever. I'm using it for firewood as well, for cutting up pallets. Cracking wee machine. Brilliant because it actually has a wee oil reservoir. This one's only small. Wee safety guard on top. That comes with a battery and charger. It comes with the whole kit. And to be honest, during the storm, I just put the battery onto this here, maybe even a spare one, and actually just leave this on the car. Just in case I have to go out somewhere and clear anything. But this here is even bigger again, look. The Dewalt compatible. This just must be longer and more powerful for just longer reaches. But 120 for this here. I mean, it's going to be costing about 40 or 50 euro just to rent a main one brand for a day. You're able to buy the whole thing for 120. Perfect if you have Dewalt batteries. So I already have some of these here. Dewalt compatible Mellif batteries. You can actually get the batteries as well from Mellif. You don't have to just buy Dewalt ones. Great way to actually expand your batteries too by getting their ones. Some of them you actually buy as kits with the tool. You can get them with some batteries too. Look at that, hey? So the lock, well, I suppose if you're left or right handed, it's actually quite handy. Locks in the middle, and then you can slide it back and forth. So you can use it either way. That's not a bad wee machine. And just like that Makita version, it actually has a wee oil reservoir as well. Doesn't seem like a big deal if you haven't used a chainsaw before, but when you start using them you realise you're not really going to be doing much cutting, and the thing ain't going to last very long unless it has an oil reservoir. You get cheaper ones online, but they don't have that there. It's just a plain wee saw. They last no time. These here are actually quite decent, and it is an actual brushless motor in this thing too. The fit and finish on her probably ain't the best. Don't know why they put them things on to make it look like it has more to it. Probably just to give it a wee bit more depth. They're just wee stickers. We'd have to take them off anyway if we're taking the screws out or taking it apart. Don't know if we'll take this one apart or not, but we'll take something apart. It might be the grinder because I want to see if they're NSK bearings. So very quick. Wee adjuster as well for the tensioner. Not a bad wee machine, hey? And it also comes with spare chain too, which is always very important. Very awkward to get chains for stuff like this unless you go to a hire shop and just get them to make you up one. You can actually make one up to certain sizes. And then a wee repair kit as well for your pole saw, just in case you break any of the wee levers. That there's not a bad wee machine. It's well thought out too. It's a good solid lock in that. So let's see what she's like on this. I can't even get this all on camera because I have no space in here at all. Plug this in down here, way down here. Now the locks, well, they are adjustable actually. They're spring loaded too. It's all plastic these as well, so it wouldn't be too heavy on them. You can see why they give you a spare one, just in case you happen to break one. going to say they're a wee bit slack, but actually once that's tightened up, that's fairly solid. There's actually less play in that there than the Dewalt hedge cutter. That ain't bad. Plus you're not actually using this as vigorously as the hedge cutter. You shouldn't be swinging it back and forth. You're literally just going up to cut. I have to say that's not a bad wee setup. The lock's the same down here. Just center them to lock it up. It's an actual metal pole too. For 120, and you're needing a pole saw for actually trimming back trees, not getting up high. You don't want to go up on a ladder. That's not a bad wee setup. It's a lot more impressive than I thought it was going to be. This is all plastic up on here, but it's got a good lock to make sure it can't come off. These are only plastic, but it's an actual metal pole, 3 times extension, with a nice soft grip on it, and a rotatable handle too. Not a thing wrong with that there for €120. And then a bigger chainsaw as well that you can use for other jobs too. That there's a nice wee setup. And as well it comes with a spare chain. And a nice wee pocket too. And look at the chain it's at. That's not bad. Now, it's not a professional machine. If you're a landscaper using this thing all day long, it's not going to last all that long. But for somebody at home who just has some Dewalt batteries or just wants a good one without spending an absolute fortune, to be honest, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that there. Brushless motor means you have plenty of power, and these wee things can do some amount of cutting, because I was abusing the hell out of that wee Makita one, and it's taking everything. For that, I would definitely recommend. Now this one is just one of them wee handy tools to have about. Cordless inflator. Right, it can do car tires and that, but it's just handy for just anything at all, like bike tires or wee airbeds and whatnot. Comes with a bit of everything. The last one I had, let's see if it's the same actually, was the Makita version, auto inflator. This was sent in by Mellif to actually just test out. They didn't even want the video on it. They literally just sent this and a few other machines in just to get my opinion on them and get a bit of feedback on them, constructive criticism, to see if there's anything they could improve on. And this straight out of the box was actually quite good, because this thing only costs like €50. I mean, Makita compatible, you can just work away at it. I've used this several times. Got a wee compact battery pack one for jump starting the car, and as we tire inflator in it as well. Wouldn't even take it out, to be quite honest. I use this here thing for everything. If I do need to pump up the tire, I use this, and the bike tires, all that stuff, I just reach for this. I wouldn't even plug in the compressor for jobs like that anymore. This is the Dewalt one. So this is the exact same machine, just different colours, and just adjusted to take a different battery. So nothing different about it at all. Just for Dewalt users. So a nice wee LED screen. There was a light in this too, wasn't there? Yeah. We light just to see what you're at. Your fittings and all are hidden up in here, look. Turn the light off so you can see. Just wee air fittings so you don't lose them. Everything's nice and compact and kept together. A wee hose too, if you wanted to use that. To be honest, I never really used this bit. But the machine itself, not bad for what it is. And the actual adjuster for the pressure, very good actually. I use this in the bike tires all the time. Just putting them all up to the exact same pressure. Set on your PSI, hook it on, press start, and it pumps up until it hits the right pressure. Brilliant job. And again, for €50, sure you wouldn't be without it. It's just one of those things. If you already have Dewalt batteries and you don't want to go spending an absolute fortune on a Dewalt one, it's just a quick and easy and cheap alternative. you can just go for one of these instead. But decent enough wee tool. To be honest, does the job. And extra pins and all on it, so it's actually safe for the tool as well, or for your battery. Less chance of it actually draining your battery if it goes too low. You have battery protection in your batteries, your Dewalt ones and these Mellif ones. The Mellif ones are actually very good. Big massive battery protection board inside them. I was very impressed with these. And then more protection on the tool itself. Now it is just, like I say, a wee cheap and cheerful tool. I mean, it is all plastic construction. It's not going to win any awards, but it does the job you want it to do, and for not too much money. Handy to have lying about. You'd rather be looking at it anyway than looking for it. I know that wee Makita one, I pull that out all the time instead of just pulling out the compressor. Way better job, far faster, far handier. Now this thing, I'll not lie, I am very impressed with this here. Cordless portable soldering iron. You get these for the Dewalts and the Makitas. I'm not sure if they do other brands. But this came, I wasn't sure if it was the one I ordered that just came late, but then I seen it was Dewalt compatible. I realised it must have been one they sent on. But if you can get these here, if you have Makita batteries and you get them and you see them available, get them. This here is so impressive. Now, like I say, I've used this already, and I really could not fault this thing. For one, look at the build quality. Now bear in mind, this here is €50. Look at the soldering iron. All stainless steel, wee brass fittings, rubber grip on it. Obviously the tip's not on it, it's a replaceable tip. Oh, nice rubber grommet, nice flexible lead. Look at the wee connector, it plugs into the wee station down here. Now I'm calling it a cordless soldering iron. I've done a wee video on this in a wee short and everybody's pointing out the big long cord on that cordless soldering iron. It still takes a battery. I know you do get cordless ones that go directly onto the battery, but they're wild awkward to use. They're big and they're heavy. And I know the main one from Milwaukee lasts no time at all. People have been commenting on the videos saying they've been using this here for a few years and it's still running. So for €50, you really couldn't beat it. But a nice rubber lead that's on it. I know it has got a lead, but it's very flexible and easy to use. I actually quite like it. And it's a good long lead as well. You don't have to have this right beside yourself. But look at the plug on it. Look. Wee nut fastener. And just ending her, look. Wee cable clamp with 2 screws. I mean, this thing's €50. Like, you'd think this here was a very expensive tool. Especially when you see this. This here is a C245 series soldering tip. These are the proper soldering tips. They're just push in, look. I've never had one of these here. I've always wanted one. Look at that there. Now it just comes with this here tip. You can get other ones. Don't have to get them from Mellif. You can just buy these types of tips on their own. You get them different places. Some of them are very expensive, but you can get cheaper ones on Amazon for less than €10 per tip. So easily replaceable. And if you've never bought a cheaper wee soldering iron, that is not what you expect to come. When you order a cheap soldering iron, this is what you're expecting. This is just a wee Amazon special. This is generally what you get. That's generally the tips you're going to get. You just slide over the top of the actual heating element and they're held on with this little sleeve. And the sleeve lasts no time. And this hasn't done very much work. And you can already start to see it starting to eat away. It's only a wee thin piece of sheet metal. And the tips last, but the soldering irons don't. Especially these variable speed ones. If you ever put it up near full, you're going to be burning out very, very quick. Halfway is about the most you want to go with these things. I've went through maybe 2 or 3 of these in the last 2 years. They're cheap, but they do not last. This is not what you expect to arrive when you're getting something for €50. That's just the lead. Look at the wee station, look. Wee dial on it, plug and adapter, a wee stand for holding your soldering tip as well, holding your iron, and it automatically turns off whenever you put this back in. So it heats up when you lift it up, and when you put it back on, it turns it off again. And a wee on button on the side then. Look at the wee metal button. Look. That thing there is so cool. Dewalt compatible. This one, like I say, you can get a Makita one as well. Now the big thing about this here, the one reason I like this so much, and I'm just going to do it on camera here. whilst I'm just putting it together. So you can see I'm not speeding this up. The big selling point, what I love about this the most, is the absolute speed. Wait till you see how fast this thing heats up. I'll get solder ready. I wouldn't use very many soldering irons, and I've never had very expensive ones, but I've never seen anything heat up this fast. When I get that ready, I'll take this off. No, I'll take it off so you can see straight away. I'm going to switch it on, I'm going to turn it up, and I'm going to put it over the solder and see how quick this starts to melt it, right? Power it on, whack her up. You can see it shooting up there, look. Look at that. How many seconds was that? I've never seen anything like that before. On a cordless soldering iron for €50. Put that back in the stand, look. It starts cooling down. Here's the temperature what it's sitting at, look. As it's down to 420. Lift it off. Comes straight back on and shoots back up the temperature. That thing there, I mean, it's just unbelievable, look. Here's your voltage, type of tip, temperature, and the power usage is about 13%. So if you turn it down, it starts to cool down. You can see the power is just dropping down, using up no power. I absolutely love this. This is just unbelievable. So if I set that to like 400 or so, here you can see the power, using about 7 to 8% of the battery just to maintain it at that level. And then if you turn it down, turn it off, whack it up, you can see how much power it's using there. Doesn't even get up past 50%. That thing there is absolutely brilliant. And like I say, I've used that a few times now and I absolutely love it. I can see why everybody was recommending me to get one of these here from Mellif. That's a brilliant piece of kit. For €50. I know it says cordless and it has a big cord on it, but that there when you're using is absolutely no weight at all. So easy to use and comfortable to hold. I mean, these wee things cost €20 and they last no time. €50 for this here. Stick it on your battery, take it anywhere. I couldn't fault this here. I've used the gas ones, I've used the main power ones. I've never seen anything that quick at heating up and that good at actually soldering. Brilliant little job, and for absolutely nothing. Gas ones, I know they're more portable, but they take a lifetime to get going, and if there's any sort of wind, they do not stay hot. They're wild hard to use. Now maybe I've just used ones that are too cheap, but never liked them. That I absolutely love. If there's anything I'm recommending anybody to get from Mellif, if you do any soldering whatsoever, that there is the absolute job there. For €50 you would not be without that there thing. Highly recommend. If you're looking for it, I'll not put individual links up here. I'm just going to put one link down below, one affiliate link for, I think it's a UK site and a EU or American site. You can go on to the site and just search soldering iron. It'll jump up at you. Mellif or Dewalt ones and Makita ones. If you're looking for one, you'll not be disappointed in that thing. You'll be seeing that there in the workshop. I've been meaning to take it on, but I've been using it here at home for a few days or a few weeks, and I've been waiting to take it onto the workshops because I need to do this video first. I've been dying to take it on with me, so that's coming onto the workshop now, so I can use it more often. I must get a few more of these tips as well, especially the wee fine point ones for working on circuit boards. Far better job. But that one there is a good general use one. That I really like. Now this one is their now Makita compatible cordless nibbler. This is a wee machine for actually cutting sheet metal. So you need to cut a straight line or cut a curve or just cut out a hole. This is a handy way for actually just cutting out the cutting into metal nice and quickly. And very handy. You can get them cordless. These here, they're not going to be for everyday constant use, but this is one of the reasons why I like this brand Mellif. They're a wild handy machine if you don't need them all that much. So if you're on Makita or Dewalt platform and you're looking for a cordless nibbler, it's going to cost you an absolute fortune for one of the main brand ones. This here, I'll write the price on it. This you can pick up for €114 for a Makita compatible nibbler, and this one actually has a full kit, has battery and charge as well. I mean, come on, like, you can probably buy this as well body only, and it'll cost you even less again, probably down to about €70 or €80 if you can get it body only without the battery and charger. It's such a handy way to get a cordless nibbler without spending massive amounts of money, because if you're on the main brand batteries, that's what you're going to be buying. They are expensive, and if you're not using them all that much, you can't just justify buying stuff like this. But a brand compatible one like this here is a much better way, because you're not going to be using it all that much, and generally tools that you don't use all that much are going to last anyway. So these here I do recommend if you're just needing something cheap. It comes in a case and everything. So there we got gloves. Well, I suppose you're cutting metal, you want to be a wee bit safe, but I don't think these are going to protect you too much. Better than nothing, I suppose. A wee set of Allen keys, got your manual. Now this actually comes, which is surprising, with two actual heads. So you get the round cutter and you get the flat cutter, which is very surprising for these things, because for that money, that's a lot to be getting for that kind of money basically. If you're buying the Makita cordless nibbler, or even the corded one, €100 wouldn't even buy you the punch and the die. That's how expensive the main brand ones are. That's how cheap these things are. So if you're using one of these types that was a Makita version, you wouldn't even buy the punch and die for the price of the machine, for the price of this machine. But this one, you're getting a second head and punch. The Makita and the Hikoki ones, the ones I actually sell the most, or the shop I work for would sell the most, and you'd see the most steel boys using, $250 is what you're paying for that there. If it breaks on the Makita or the Dewalt, $250 just for these here heads. They're very expensive. So that is where these things start to make a lot of sense. So it comes with, to get that, a 2 amp, yeah, 2 amp battery, Makita compatible. And when I say these are nice batteries, I'm not joking. These are good quality ones. If you look back at one of my other videos, I bought a Amazon special cordless hedge cutter, which came with 2 batteries as well. Just an own brand one with own brand Makita compatible batteries. They were a disaster. Absolutely terrible. The board inside them, they're absolutely worthless basically. But I opened that one up and one of the Mellif ones, just do a comparison. And when you see the board inside of these things, you can understand why they actually are good quality. Very good build quality, very good strength, rubber coating on them, good contacts. They're actually just a brilliant wee battery for all the price of them. Whenever you're buying these tools, you can actually get them a body only, which is a decent price, or you can sometimes actually buy them with battery and charger as well, and it only costs like €20 or €30 extra for a battery and a charger. It's a great way to just add on to your kit, and you can just continue using these here batteries on your Makita or your Dewalt tools, whatever brand you go for. But the machines, they're basic, they do the job, there are no frills, they're just a cheap and cheerful. So I'll get a wee look at this. Big spanner as well. For changing heads, I take it. I'll just pull this out. I'll test the 2 of them. You don't need to take the charger out. So let's get a wee listen to her, see what she's like. Now this one, a little bit more basic, just the 2 prongs, the live and the neutral. There's no extra pin, but these shouldn't be using the massive amount of power anyway. It's a brushless motor, and they're running fast in the motor, but the head's running very slow. So it's low speed, high torque. They're not being put under a massive strain. I know they're cutting metal, but it's very easy on the machine for all the work these things are doing. Not bad actually. Thought that was going to be a lot louder than what it was. So these things, they're called nibblers, and that's basically what they do. Take a bit of metal and they just nibble through it. That's hardly surprising. See, it was nearly dead anyway. Need to charge that one. Pull out a fresh one. Yeah, that one was actually fairly dead. There's not even variable speediness, it's just full power. Tells you how flat that one was, and was still cutting. That's an impressive wee machine now. So that's what she's doing. She's just nibbling through. So as that metal goes into the jaw, there's a hard tungsten or hard die going up and down, and she's just literally taking a wee nibble every time, slicing through it and cutting it a wee square every single time. Fantastic for €114 with a battery and charger and everything. I mean, if you've got a bit of work to do and you've got a bit of metal to cut, especially if it's awkward shapes, you wouldn't be without it. That'd save you so much time. Imagine using a grinder and using one of these here. These are way faster, way cleaner, way less mess. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say they're a professional grade machine. If you're a professional steel fabricator, you're not going to be using this all day long. If you're a professional, you're going to be using a corded machine anyway. Even any brand of cordless machine is not going to withstand constant everyday work. If you're only doing sheet metal, if you're actually doing cladding, stuff like that there, it's very hard on them. If you overheat these things, it's a brushless motor, it'll eventually burn out. And if you're using this thing constantly every day, it is going to burn out. But for general use, if you need one for your job, but it's not your main tool, if you're only using it once in a while, I think they're a great option. They're going to do the work, and you have plenty of spares as well. So just in case you break the head, you can swap over. And even the punch, even the dies anyway, or the punch, you can actually replace these on their own too. So if you do wear them out, you can just buy a new one. But I think I'm there things. I couldn't fault this. So that all just pulls out. Your actual head for the square one's quite impressive as well. 2 heads on it. It's got an actual proper die as well. The round one doesn't have a proper die, it's more of a hardened head. It's the punch that's doing all the work. Yeah, just slides out. That slides out. This should slide on. It slides up. Now the heads in these things are quite impressive. The motor is basic, just like any of the Mellif stuff. It is just a controller running a brushless motor. There's no thrills or anything on it. It's just designed to do the job, and that's it. But it does have a nice soft start. Quick and easy, and you can actually adjust the head as well. There are 2 wee grub screws here, so if you want to turn it to a 90-degree angle, you can swap it around. That one's taking a much bigger cut. Far bigger slice. A wee bit slower, but just as good. You know what? I would be half tempted to mount this here instead of a box and make a wee cardboard cutter. Not what it's for, obviously. But if you ever seen, I don't know if you have kids, there's a new thing on the market, an actual wee cardboard box cutter, which is just a wee safe way for ways to cut cardboard. It's just a wee box with a wee blade that goes up and down on it. It is just basically a nibbler inside for cutting cardboard. That's all it's on it, and they cost a fortune. I'd actually be tempted to take this thing and mount it inside a box with that there sticking up and just have it as a wee cardboard cutter for my two boys, because that would actually be a far cheaper alternative. The actual branded ones cost like 200 or 250 euro, and supposedly they don't cut very much. Not what it's for, but it might be what it's going to be used for. That's actually a nice wee machine. If you're not using them all that much, there ain't nothing wrong with that there. The head in it is actually quite impressive. It's a good aluminium head. The head for the cutter and all this here, good heavy steel. There's nothing light about this here side of it. The only thing that's light is back here. But she is a brushless motor, and it is only 114 euro, so you can't expect the world from the thing. But decent enough back this end, but it's not going to do massive amounts of work. It's not going to run for hours and hours on end. But for the money, that's a decent enough wee job there. If you're looking for a nibbler and you don't want to spend big money, and you're only going to be using it intermittently, especially if it's somebody at home, that there is just a brilliant wee job. Especially when you're getting two cutting heads as well. I mean, like I say, main brand one, you'd be out the price of the machine, just replacing the actual punches and the dies in them. So that is a big one. Now this is the one we're going to look inside of. This is the new Dewalt compatible Mellif brushless motor cordless grinder. And I think this is the same as the one I have in the workshop, the Makita compatible one. The all green one. They're actually a nice comfortable wee machine to use. Actually brilliant quality. The main thing with this, NSK bearings. We'll have to open it to see if this here is true. The Makita one actually did have NSK bearings in it. And that's a brilliant wee job. I mean, this come with a 12-month warranty as well. Some of the other machines actually come with a 3-year warranty. So we'll have to see what this is like. I mean, this is 70 euro for a grinder with a brushless motor. Actually comes with some blades too, look. And she's an actual 5-inch one as well. Now I don't see why it says 5 years warranty on the blade. Obviously they're not going to last 5 years. Do they warranty them? 12-month warranty, yeah. It's a bit confusing. Anyway, just the blades. Get rid of that. Yeah, I think this is the same thing. Nice quick release guard on it too. Decent sized top nut. I'm not going to strip this whole thing apart, but we'll get a look inside the bearings and the motor anyway. That there is the same machine, just bright yellow instead of green. It's actually got the kickback control as well, so if it does kick back in you, she'll actually automatically stop. Wee bit of grease weeping out from around the brake hole. As well, this is the ones you can actually buy with the kit as well. You can get the batteries and chargers along with it. Obviously the Dewalt compatible ones, you can buy that for like 100 euro. But if you just need the tool only, if you have the batteries, you can add on a brushless grinder for 70 euro. And you wouldn't be without it for that. I know the wee Makita one I'm using all the time. And I have a Makita grinder as well, and it never comes out anymore. I mean, a 5-inch cordless grinder with a brushless motor and speed control, you wouldn't be without it. Now, why they have a lanyard? Hate lanyards. But I suppose, just in case you drop it if you're up a height or something. It's a nice rapid stop as well on it. So quickly comes to a stop. Now that is the exact same machine I'm using on the workshop, Makita version. Just the Makita one is bright green, this here colour. This here is more in your face yellow. Bit more loud, but does the job. You'll not lose it anyway. And if you have Dewalt batteries, sure, you'll be well used to this colour. But that ain't bad at all. And what I like about it, it is just a nice, smooth machine. It reminds you it's like, it obviously isn't the same quality. It's a bit like the older healthy tools. They were just smoother and less lines on them. They just made a wee bit more sleek looking. That there sort of reminds me of it. No sharp edges, just all smooth. It's just a comfortable wee grinder to use, to be quite honest with you. I mean, I've got corded ones in the workshop, and I have a cordless Makita as well, but the wee Mellif one I pick up all the time. For the power out of it, you could not fault it. That there is a nice wee machine for €70, and I can tell you they're good because I use it all the time. Right, let's look at the wee motor on it, because it's getting rough out here. We're getting a wee bit of snow. This is the first bit of snow for the year, and it's already starting. I wouldn't say it's going to be a snowstorm, but I don't want to be out too late because it's getting rough wind out there too. May as well use the wee Mellif Dewalt to take it apart as well. Matching colour. This wee thing is an absolute treasure too. Don't know if they're still on a deal. They were very cheap to buy these things. Don't know if they're still on the same offer, but if they are, get them. That wee drill is absolutely brilliant, especially for that kickback control. The only thing I want to know here is, are these NSK bearings? If you want to see the whole thing dismantled, you can go back to some of my other videos where I took apart some of the other green Mellif tools, some of the first ones I sent on, but the Makita grinder was one of them as well, and I had actually done a full teardown in that there. So if you want to see what the insides are like, just look back in that video. But for now, we just want to see this. So she's a 607 C&U. So that is not an NSK bearing. NSK bearing construction. Right, it doesn't actually say it's all NSK, so we'll have a peek inside the rest. See if there's any in it. Not that it makes a massive difference, but it just would be so nice to know a cheap and cheerful brand using quality bearings, even when the big manufacturers don't always. Good enough grease in this too, look. A nice amount of it. That'll actually melt down too when it gets a little bit warmer and really coat the gears. Strong enough magnet on it, anyway. Now the rotor on it, it's just as impressive as the first one. Nice solid rotor, good brass fitting on the bottom of it, and a nice big fan. Couldn't fault it in that regards. Plenty of power to these things. That's a better looking colour. That's what we're after. NSK. It's actual Indonesia one as well. Thought it was going to be an NSK China. Not that it wouldn't matter, but that's the ones I would even get here. What is she? 6,000? 608 NSK bearing. So they are still actually using the NSK bearings on some of their machines. That is really impressive. Wouldn't mind seeing that one too, but I don't have a bearing press to get that gear off. Curious to know if that one's an NSK as well. Not going to matter if it's not. Even this here one is still a decent enough brand, especially for a cheap and cheerful tool. I mean, Dewalt is using just bearings called China. No brand name at all on them. A main brand like Dewalt, that's what they're using. And a cheap and cheerful brand like Mellif is using NSK bearings on some of them. Even a C&U is still a branded bearing. That there is very good quality for what you're actually buying. Might only be one NSK so far, but that's decent enough for me. Just shows they're putting money into the machine, not just going the cheapest stuff out there. These things, honestly, the grinder and their drill, this wee one, the Makita version, and their cordless drill, even the wee 10mm chuck one they use all the time, and this here Dewalt compatible one, this has really put me onto this brand. This is where I really started to like them, because the quality of some of the stuff is just brilliant for what it is. It's not professional, but it ain't far off. And when at the money you're getting it for, I just don't think you can really beat it. It's not going to be top of the range, but when you take the price into it, that's very, very good. If I get that screwed on now. They really seem to be putting the effort into their machines, not just going for the cheapest bits out there. And they're using the NSK bearings anywhere. That's telling you they are doing exactly that. Whenever I seen the Makita one, for the Makita version years ago, whenever I first looked at them, I thought it might have just been a gimmick, not something they're going to continue. Clearly, it's something they're continuing, because this is just out and they're still going with the NSKs. And make sure I'm putting that on right. Yeah, should be alright. We can always change it later if we're wrong anyway. But that is the wee Mellif, the new Mellif Dewalt compatible cordless grinder. It's the same one I'm using in the workshop all the time, just now Dewalt compatible, and people have been asking when this is coming out. So if you're looking for one, get them now. At €70, you wouldn't be without it. I mean, just look at the head of this thing. She's not exactly light. Well built, all aluminium, steel top and bottom, not good thick ones as well, not just wee light things, and a good heavy duty rotor on it. That's a cracking wee machine there. And then the stator then, good thick heavy windings. There's no Hall effect sensor on the board in these, the brushless motors. They are just a little bit more basic. And then the controller then back here. Controller's doing all the work basically. But that, I couldn't fault. Now the only thing they're missing now is the bright yellow Dewalt compatible 10mm chuck drill. Because the one I'm using in the workshop, I use, as you see from the videos, all the time. It's not a big powerful machine, but they're a lovely wee compact light machine just for general use. Absolutely perfect for dismantling machines. Love using the wee Mellif drill, and I wouldn't mind getting a spare one as well, but I see the green Makita version is not in stock anymore and been out of stock for a while. I was actually going to get one in the last order of stuff I bought, but they didn't have it. So hopefully they'll actually take out the Dewalt version of that as well. I know they have the bigger Dewalt drill, but I hope they take out the wee one too, because it's wild handy, wild light and compact for just dismantling stuff. This here is a wee bit more heavy duty. Wouldn't trust this as much for dismantling things like screws going into plastic, because if you're wrong, you don't have it in clutch mode. If you strip it out, I would just strip out the screw, no problem, because this here is way more powerful. Has a cracking wee drill as well. But that's it, folks. That is everything from Mellif. That's their new machines and cordless nibbler, wee air pump inflator, chainsaw as well on the big pole saw. That's actually a really nice job. But the star of the show for me has to be the wee soldering station. That there is just a cracking wee machine. Now, I know it's hardly a power tool, but it is still a tool. Dewalt compatible, Makita compatible. That there is just absolutely brilliant. I'll be using that there way more in the workshop. If you're looking for a toolkit, you want to expand, or you're at home, couldn't recommend Mellif stuff enough. I mean, if you're going for a drill, an impactor, a grinder, they're the main ones to start off with. You can build a kit out with batteries, very, very cheap, and your charger. And then you can still go to the main brand batteries because they're still all compatible. Or if you have some batteries, you can build it up with some of the Mellif stuff as well. Fantastic quality. Highly recommend to anybody starting out or anybody at home especially. It might be DIY grade, but it ain't far off professional grade for some of their stuff. I know the grinders and drills are just brilliant. Now, I know I'm saying they're good and I recommend them, and I'm also saying it's a paid collaboration video, but take it any which way you will. I know it's a paid collaboration, but it is that because I'm putting in a link at the bottom for an affiliate link. So if you buy a machine off the link, I get a small commission out of it. It ain't much, but it's still money. They're not actually paying me directly though. I don't get a check or anything for doing these here videos. I actually get nothing from them at all, which is why I like working with them, because there's no stress for me. Literally, they send me an email asking if they can send stuff on. If I say yes, stuff will arrive about a week or two later, and that's it. There's no deadline, there's no schedule, there's no payments, there's no contract, there's no recommendations, there's no script. That's it. So if I get the tools, do what type of video I want, whether it's a teardown, just an unboxing, test a thing, full review, or just a wee short, it's completely up to myself. I just like to do these kind of views, or these kind of videos, to show the machine, to actually see what's in the box, and to see what the quality inside some of the machines is like. That's just the way I like to do it. But I get nothing from Mellif, no complaints, no things they want done. It's completely up to myself, no stress for me, and while easy to do. So that's why I like actually working with them. But there's no payment for these here, and if you're not sure if they are any good, if you don't want to take my word for it, all you have to do is stick in Mellif reviews into Google, or look through some of the comments, and you'll see yourself. Their bad reviews I've found is always to do with their actual website. Not the best website. A lot of stuff goes out of stock fairly quick and not always replenished. They don't have a massive selection, but they have a good enough selection. And the other thing is just reply time. When everybody does message them, there's like a day delay because they're in China. Basically, that's it. Here in Ireland, if I email them and wait for a response, you're basically getting the response the next day, because when I email them, it's the middle of the night for them. Whenever they're messaging me, I'm in my bed sleeping. So there's a delay in contact, and there's not the best of websites, but the tools themselves, look through the reviews, read them, see what you think. The reviews for the tools are generally quite good. They're rugged, they're reliable, they're well priced, and they do the job. But anyway, that's it. That there is all the new tools sent in from Mellif. That's the whole lot. If you're looking for any of this here stuff, if you want to check it out, I'll put a few links down the bottom. There'll be affiliate links at the bottom you can actually click on. But let me know in the comment section, folks, if you've bought any of these here stuff. Let other people know what you actually think of them. Were they good? Were they bad? Were you bothered at all? If you bought any of them, bought any of the stuff, leave a wee comment down below to let people know. Let me know what you actually think of them, because I think that stuff is actually cracking stuff for the money. If you are buying stuff, I would definitely recommend the cordless grinder and the cordless drill. Brilliant job. And if you're buying anything, I would definitely recommend drop on a soldering station as well, because that there is absolutely brilliant piece of kit. But apart from that there, their actual batteries too is also a great way to build a few extra batteries for cheap, because that's probably one of the best off-brand batteries you're going to get on the market. The build quality of these here things is just brilliant. But that there is the whole lot, folks. As always, thanks for watching. If you're enjoying the videos, make sure to give us a wee like down the bottom. And if you haven't hit subscribe, please hit that subscribe button as well. But till next time, folks, I'll chat to you all later. Cheers.